Alright, so we have some pretty good looking news for a Dokkan battle here today. So, recently we did get this little, I would say, post showing that celebrating its 7th anniversary, Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle has exceeded 3.5 billion in global revenue. Which is obviously a very insane huge number. And just straight up, people all the time are acting like, Dokkan, I'd say less than like we used to see a lot of times. Like I remember back then, like during second anniversary, third anniversary, even back then, people were like, "Oh, Dokkan's gonna die. Dokkan's not doing well, blah blah blah." And these numbers completely contradict that. So kind of just taking a look at the Famitsu little article here. Sensor Tower, which provides a data analysis platform for mobile game apps, has released revenue data related to Dokkan. Again, it surpassed $3.5 billion in global revenue. And then together with Legends, it will account for 45% of the total revenue of Bandai Namco Entertainment in the first half of 2022, right? I mean, we could take a look here at the Sensor Tower little article, right? That just shows a little more details on this, right? But we could see, this is the increased earnings altogether from Dokkan, right? And it just keeps going up, right? The Japanese market accounted for 57% of the total revenue, and then 16% of the total number of downloads. So that means that JP accounts for 57% of the revenue, and then the global version accounts for 43%, which, again, it's a pretty good number for the global version, right? Obviously, it's basically nearing half and half split, but considering that JP is just that's so country, right? And that's just absurd, right? That it still accounts for 57%. That just shows you how big the gacha market is in Japan, right? And the next largest market is the United States, which makes sense, with 25.2% and then 15% of downloads, right? And that's pretty much it from there, right? And if you take a look here, this is another section here. I think that's kind of discussed in here. I might as well just take a look at this, right? The Sensor Tower article, right? It's the same thing basically, but that's like, I mean, I think keep in mind, Superhero came out in the first quarter. No, is this the first quarter or the first half? Let me check here. This might be the first quarter. The first half. Yeah, it's the first half of 2022. And there's this Bandai Namco Entertainment in general, I believe, right? From what I'm reading, it is Bandai Namco Entertainment. From what I read it previously, right? I saw this before doing this video, right? But okay, total mobile game revenue. That's good to hear. Okay, I was gonna say total Bandai in general. That's absurd, but no. I was thinking that was like maybe that's a little too good. Maybe the number's a little fudged, but no. It's just a mobile game revenue of Dokkan and Legends, right? So we see here, Dokkan makes 30% of Bandai's mobile game revenue. A third of that is just Dokkan. 15% of that is Legends, which is honestly not that terrible. I mean, if you compare it to Dokkan, yeah, but we see One Piece, right? I believe this is One Piece Treasure Cruise. It's a relatively popular mobile game for sure, and obviously I think One Piece has been popping off in the anime recently, so obviously One Piece is very popular, right? But obviously the Dragon Ball is a much bigger IP. I think that's one thing about it, but 30%, right? Oh, it's absurd. I mean, there are big peaks in February, July, and September, right? So obviously, like they said, an anniversary event was held during this February. On the other hand, July is the influence of the Tanabata Dokkan Festival, right? And again, yeah, so this is JP specifically, and Global too, right? They talk about the Tanabata Dokkan Festival, which plays a huge part, but also the global anniversary is also during July, right? So since the global anniversary is during July as well, I think that's where some of these huge profits come from, probably way more than the Tanabata Dokkan Festival, right? But it does say, the anniversary LRs are rarely reprinted, and it can be seen that the method of retaining them is limited, right? So, I mean, we just take a look at these two. These are probably one of the most pinnacle hype banners that Dokkan has ever released, like ever. Double Gogeta, it was so successful for this game, you could obviously tell. I think like once the animations dropped, everyone loved these guys. And you know, these banners were pretty good, especially this banner was actually absurd, right? And then obviously these two introduced a new level of power group with the 200% leader skills. And it just really, I feel like, had a new feeling of revitalization in the game, because for the past 5 years before this, it was really very similar, just the same old things basically, right? And yeah, I mean, from there it just, you know, we could take a look at the rest of the year. Captain Ginyu, I think, was a very anticipated Dokkan festival on the JP version, right? Even at global, you know, when you saw how powerful he was, I think a lot of global players summoned, but this guy, I think JP players really liked. Obviously Captain Ginyu, been wanting a Captain Ginyu for a while. You know, Berta and Jace, and then the Rikuma Goto, also very powerful units. This is a nice banner to summon on. Majin Vegeta, his animations were actually absurdly good. And whilst I don't think he was a Dokkan Fest many people were waiting for, definitely he is a Dokkan Festival that people, I think some people were excited for sure. And his animations were absolutely gorgeous. This is actually, it's funny, because even though Dokkan made 30%, we had this banner. If you guys weren't aware, I'm sure many people are aware, this is the worst performing Dokkan Fest banner in the history of the game. It is the third worst performing like special banner if you include like double rates banners and stuff like that. I wonder if this Pepe Girls banner would do better than this Raditz, right? I don't know. We would have to check the numbers, right? But this Raditz banner was absolutely terrible in terms of sales. No one summoned for it. Just an absolute 100% flop from Dokkan, because Raditz also was just terrible, right? I think that's a huge reason why. And then Raditz is not really a popular character, so imagine if this was like, you know, like a super Vegito Dokkan festival. Imagine how much like more Dokkan would have made in terms of the overall revenue, and how much better Dokkan would have been done this year, right? I mean, we can see here, this is the total amount of cumulative, you know, revenue, right? So we could see that even halfway, obviously it's only halfway through the year, right? But it's already looking like to be basically the same path, right? Dokkan seems to be pretty consistent from year to year, right? I would say you could see it's like, you know, from 2018 to 2019, and then 2019 2020 it goes a little down each year. But I mean, this year I think it might be different with the 200% leader skills, right? But this banner definitely will help that. We have the Golden Week banners, which I would say they're good, but I'm not sure, like, you know, people were like mega excited. We hit top grossing for them, obviously, because the sales are really good. I think that's one good thing about that, right? And these units are very strong. I think people just like Gohan in general, right? Just the Gohan portion, and Cell is pretty popular, I think, in the overseas version. And I say the overseas version, but like, you know, the global version, right? Resurrection F Goku, it was like, I don't know if this was like, you know, really like a mega relevant like addition to this. I mean, it's Blue Goku, which, you know, he hasn't actually had like Super Saiyan Blue Goku himself. We had Blue Kaioken Goku as a Dokkan Fest, but Blue Goku actually did not have a Dokkan Festival, right? So that is, you know, that is basically that there. We had the Vegeta and Trunks banner, again, that they mentioned. This one, actually, no, I should have brought up the actual banner, because we have, could I bring it up here? Vegeta and Trunks. Is it like the Tanabata? Let me see. Tanabata 2022. I should look up Dokkan Festival. It's this banner that really, you know, this banner every year hits top grossing. And the reason why, obviously, is because this is where the anniversary units return. This banner has probably made them like so much money, because it was also 3+1, right? Like, this banner probably, like, these, you know, even Tech Gogeta is fairly popular, but these four, well, these three, I think specifically, like the best 3 units in the game by far, all together in one banner, that's definitely made them huge money for sure. I brought a Pan, but Pan actually doesn't count because she's not in the first half, so I'm gonna take Pan off. But yeah, and then they, again, no, in September, 2 different Dokkan festivals will be the effect of the double Dokkan Fest at the same time. That's a worldwide celebration, which we know is going to be Cooler, and then a Super Saiyan and Goku, right? It says the data does not include third-party Android market data and only aggregates first-time downloads for App Store, Google Play Store. So this okay, so does this mean that, like, you know, like, say for me, on Android, right, you have to use an app called like QApp or something like that, like a third-party app to download the game and then spend money. I don't know if that means the downloads only, or no, I think it might be only downloads, right? Because I was gonna say, if it doesn't include the funds either, that's really, imagine how much extra funds it would make, like for something like Truth, right? Okay, just estimates right there, projections, or from the total spent of App Store and Google Play. Okay, okay. And that is pretty much it. It says, please cite Sensor Tower in the certain content. I mean, yeah, we're using the actual Sensor Tower website, the main article for here, but I mean, yeah, Dokkan, this video is really just me just sucking off Dokkan, being like, this game is not gonna die anytime soon. And like 30% for Dokkan alone is incredible. 45% for both Legends and Dragon Ball Dokkan, right? Just in total, it's an absurd thing. Dokkan's really successful, and I hope this really shows you guys. I'm not sure what this is, actually. I can't really read that, unfortunately. No, this might be the downloads, right? And this is the revenue that they made, right? 76 million total downloads, right? Again, the reason why it's not like, you know, 350 plus million is because this Sensor Tower is not counting, you know, multiple downloads. Dokkan counts like multiple downloads and stuff like that, right? So yeah, that's pretty much it from there. Let me know what you guys think. Dokkan forever, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.